It's your boy Mike. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video. So we are going to be looking at more of the submitted feedback section, and as per usual, if you guys aren't aware of how to do it, you're going to go ahead and copy this little command here, and then any of the channels that you want to go ahead and use it in, you just type it out, and then it should go ahead and pop up this, which all you have to do then is click on it and click enter. Then you'll have this little pop-up box that you can go ahead and put your feedback. Also, the fact that it says this game is great as the suggested feedback is pretty funny. But then after you type in your whole message, you click submit, and after that, it will go ahead and show up in the submitted feedback section. We have a new person here today, as per usual. Our weekly guest is a person who was a top 16 team inside of the NA Gekishin Squadra server. We have J-Shock, who is a frequent talker in the server. Hello, J-Shock.
Hey, yeah, dude, it's a 9 to 5 for me to talk in the server. If you ever go into the Squadra discussion, that's me there. You're gonna see me.
Yeah, I thought you were not. I didn't think you were lying, but I was like, there's no way he talks that much. And then I look, and it's like every time I just so happen to look at the server, you're always there. you're just yapping away.
I'm talking, bro.
But I feel like if anyone is going to be able to know a lot of the sort of like player opinion, it would also just be you, because of the fact that you just talk to so many people inside of the server, you know?
Yeah, you just get a big feel for it, you know? You see everybody.
Yeah, exactly. But let's go ahead and look at the first feedback. So we have Frosty over here, who has submitted the feedback saying, I hope Z Broly has the ability to stun, just like the others, since Ulton and Forgita don't want me to play the game. I guess I might as well go full force there by uninstalling. I have seen so many people who have prayed that Z Broly is like immune to stuns and all of that. And I'm not gonna lie, I think when I first heard about Z Broly, I wanted him to just be immune to crowd control effects because of how many stuns are in the game. But honestly, I think they just need to not go in that route, because what I don't want to happen is they keep creating problems with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and his wall kick, with the Ultimate Gohan and his like crowd control and his stun and all of that stuff, and then come out with like a solution that you have to pay for with Z Broly. I don't want to go in that route where you create problems and you sell solutions, you know? Because I feel like that we're already in a sort of spot where it is still pay to win. If you want the new Season 2 characters, if you want the Season 1 characters, you have to go to Tier 31 or you have to go to Tier 109. So it's just like, you have to pay to have a fun time with some of this stuff, right? But what do you think? What do you think of that about Z Broly having like another stun type ability?
I think obviously it sounds nice in premise, right? You know, you think about it, oh yeah, this is how you counter it, stuff like that, or it's like a part of his passive. But I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's like it's a Toshi special, right? Where he makes, it's like you think of Legends, and it's like he makes a busted unit, and then guess what? You got a color counter coming out later. It's like UG4 and then like 3 yellows. It's like it doesn't help the game actually. It just prolongs it, and it makes everybody kind of feel sour about it. And it's like I know we want to have a counter, but just I feel like the way to stop the stuns is, I guess, just to tone them down rather than to sell the solution, right?
Yeah,
it's just like things like that. So I'm, as much as I hope he could just be a counter and you can use him, he's like the force of nature that stops them. It's like, how about we just make them not so oppressive, and then he has room to breathe while not being some ultimate counter, right?
Right. It's just like another thing too of like, it's just so weird that you see the difference between Season 1 characters and Season 2, and it's like, it's genuinely night and day how oppressive they are from it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's so much, man. We got a huge feedback here To start off, I want to say I love the game and don't want it to go to end of service, and I genuinely want it to thrive. With that out of the way, please, and I mean please address the rampant bot problem. I mainly play solo in the Asia region, and I honestly don't know what happened since the start of Season 2. Back in Season 1, I get a bot teammate in 1 out of 5 to 7 matches, but in Season 2, I get 4 out of 5 matches. And mind you, it's an A-ranked games. It's just demoralizing, especially when I main baby, someone that depends on a good lane partner. If you guys don't want to remove the bots, that I would like to provide some band-aid suggestions for this problem. Limit it so that there can only be one single bot in a team, and it can only be a technical or a tank, one at a time. I've had multiple games where both DPS are bots and the technical had to suffer alongside with me. And in rare cases, I had the pleasure of having a full bot team in a ranked match before. Jesus. If the bots break and start AFKing at the start, only move when a boss spawns, simply void the match or not decrease the rank point of the other teammates, similar to when there's an real AFK player. This is obviously the most annoying thing you can get, and the worst part is that it's not rare and rather common. If a bot dies for more than 4 to 5 times without any contributions, completely negate the rank point decrease of the losing team. It's a 4v4. We should not be subjected to a 3v5 or a 2v6. Some people have said that they are willing to take longer queue time instead of bot teammates. Make the bots unable to vote in the surrender. It's just ridiculous when they are coded to automatically vote yes. This eliminates any chance of a comeback for the losing team. I played multiple MOBAs before, and not one gives me the same enjoyment I get from Gekishin, but the problems like this genuinely diminish the love I have for the game. I should not be getting feelings of dread or thoughts like, oh, I hope I don't run into another 5 loss streak, or oh, I hope I don't get demoted straight from B4 to B1 whenever I boot the game. Hoping you guys address this problem soon enough, along with more changes that benefit solo players in general and the player base as a whole. Thank you. Yeah, like, the thing is that from what I remember, the project multi-beta did not have bots. I don't remember it having bots back then, and queue times were definitely long. Like, you had to... There was more often than not, you would just click queue, and you knew that you weren't going to get into a match immediately, so you just went to go do something else until, you know, you got that ready notification, and then you're like, okay, I gotta hop back. And I think they looked at that and they were like, oh, well, you know, we're gonna have to do something because the queue times are so long. And they just did bots as, like, again, a band-aid fix. But I don't think I've seen a single person that has said they don't mind waiting, and that they would rather just have bots. So, like, I really think that we should just go back to just not having any bots in the game. And the one solution I can give, at the very least, is if you are running into a lot of people who are bots on your teammates, at the very least, there is a not only a finding friends, but like a looking for group side of this server too. So you could always try looking in there and then just hoping that you find someone who's around your rank and on the same server as you. The looking for group even has it where you can sort by servers as well, and mine is NA, as you can see. But yeah, it's just like I don't know. I really just don't like bots. You know, it's just there's never been a bot on my team that has contributed anything to it. You know. What do you think, though?
For me, I wasn't here for the beta. I joined, like, yeah, season 1, stuff like that. But I mean, I see his critiques and everything, and it's like that you can see that he made them out of love. It wasn't anything that was like, oh yeah, this game sucks, blah blah. The bots are the worst thing ever. But it's like, you know, he comes at it just with suggestions if they're gonna keep the bots, right? And to me, I don't know if they're gonna get rid of the bots. It doesn't seem likely to me, at least.
Right.
So I mean, that's just how it is. It's like they're gonna have longer queue times, and even though the local people are like, we're not gonna mind it, there will probably be some that are out there that are just like, why can I not get into a game? And it's just like, you know, you hope to go into this quick paced game or whatever for your 15 minutes. You know, you've got like a lunch break or whatever, you want to, you know, you can kill time real quick. And it's like, next thing you know, you're waiting 15 minutes because, I mean, maybe you're an E rank and there's not a lot of E rankers right now. And it's just like that's a shame. Like I don't know. So it's like I think I lean more in the case of just because the game is still kind of small right now. It's like I think if the game grew and everything and stuff like that, with how all that goes, like if there was a bigger player base and there was new players flooding in, like yeah, get rid of the bots, dude. They're not going to keep anything. You're just hurting at that point. But yeah, it's just I feel like right now they're to me a necessary evil. But I do think that if you're gonna give one person bots, don't give the enemy team a full team, dude. Like that's not fair. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say either. It's
The
like
issue,
yeah,
the issue with that though, is while I get that, you kind of the way that I kind of see it, right, is if I'm at work, I have my 30-minute lunch break, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get some Gekishin Squadra in, and I get into a match instantly, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, dude, I could at least get like a game or two, and that entire lunch break is just me getting pissed off because like a Piccolo bot is like special beaming the minions, or the Piccolo is like in base not moving, and then he kills one minion and he jumps up to level 7 when a boss spawns. He misses, and then we lose because of that. I'm gonna get more frustrated at the fact that that is what happened. You know, like I'm not. I would rather have it where like I'm using my lunch break and I'm waiting 15 minutes to get into a game, but at least I have one good game. Then I get 2 bad games. You know what I mean? And the other thing is that when new characters dropped, like Ulton, like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, when the queue times were instant and there was everyone playing because the new character was on, there was still like a rampant amount of bots. So it's also hard for me to be like, oh well, it's also just because of the player base, you know. It's just because the player base is so small, you know. When no, that everyone was on during Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's release, everyone was on during Ultimate Gohan's release, and they still had it where like there was a bot almost every single game, you know.
yeah. That was like the majority of my first matches when Super Saiyan 4 came out.
Yeah,
It was like me and my duo queued or whatever, but it was literally it was full bots, and they threw me off. They updated the bots. That scared me because the bot used a stamp, and I was like, what the hell?
yeah.
I was
They
contemplating.
ping. Genuine. It became a point where if the ally pinged tower or used that one stamp, I was just like, we fucking lost. Like it was that noticeable that it was just like oh come on, man. Like why did we have to run into this when I'm doing my Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta showcase?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to showcase? The bot, the losing? Like awesome.
Just bot shenanigans, just watching it go into the god and die. Like
Yeah. It's just like
yeah. So that's why I see people don't like him and everything because they're stupid. Like I don't blame people for not liking him. I don't blame people for having a problem with him ever.
yeah. Well, I would hope that this is just like an issue, like how you said, where it's just we have to get like a larger player base first, and once they start fixing the star collection system, once they fix a lot of the other issues that are driving the player base away, then we can finally have it where we don't have to worry about bots ever again. Because like I said, to me it's just demoralizing, but we'll see. Like, dude, the next one is bots. Like it's not. Oh yeah, I also forgot I needed to like this comment. But yeah, let's see. Yes. Oh my god. Please, dude. Mute pings. I swear. There's just that one toxic teammate that you get that just spams 20 pings and you're like, come on. It's so annoying. I know not everyone I know everyone basically wants to mute pings, but I'm okay with it. At least I can look around. You gather info regardless of how annoying, but a compromise that will allow it to stay relayed, but not ignoring. Excuse me. Main reason for not having it at least allow us to lower the volume and UI on it to 1/3, because currently it sits right in the middle of the screen, and respond unintentionally, giving potential to miscommunication. Yeah, because like if you're trying to attack someone and you click on the OK, it's not gonna let you attack it. It'll just eat that command. So I've heard we can sue pings to adjust Zeno's pathing, but apparently bots too. So if you got bots, it helps make them move. But I would like to at least lower the volume and move where it shows up, like mecha breaks customization for UI. Like ours are in the game, but at least 10 times way better. Like for real, because it lets us see each and every panel has lines horizontal and vertical. Has like in the middle adjustment thingy, so when you're trying to make it centered or line up to stick to it, we can scroll through each option with the description naming of the thing we are moving. It allows us to make freely anywhere. Some things you can't move, like skill UI and semi the map, where we can only put it in the corners. But I don't like that I can't ping on the minimap without allowing movement on it, which is annoying. Maybe do something about that as well. But I digress. Ours UI feel like an intro version of their system, Mecha Break, but they can, I haven't played Mecha Break before, so I wouldn't be able to tell. But they can easily make it just as good. They're using similar ways of going about it in similar system format. I don't know how to describe it. Like if we need a ping to control the Zeno and the bots, like please allow it to lower the volume and move it around like the rest of the UI. Having it off or on is nice until people tunnel vision worse than before, and please let us lower the volume and size to 1/3 and adjust it where we can see we aren't clicking got it every time and will create accidental plays. Yeah, like if people just want to be able to lower the volume, I think that's also fine, or even lower the UI. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Like I think that it would just be like it would just be a nice thing if we could just lower the volume on the pings, or have it where like the box to click like got it is smaller, so that way you don't have to worry about it covering your screen once you, or like in a fight or anything like that. Like that would be pretty nice, or even having it where it's like transparent if you're attacking. I think that would also be like a good compromise. What do you think though?
Oh yeah, 100% with the pings. It's like I play, right, and there's very few things that actually get to me in this game, but it is when my teammate pings me. First of all, when they've done something wrong and I haven't really messed up, and it's like they ping me because not only is it loud, but it messes up my plays, because I've lost some fights because I needed that rush attack and then someone pinged, and then it just, it gets eaten up, like you said, because that entire box counts as got it. And like if you click anywhere on that, I've realized it just, like, at least for me, it will count it as got it, and I have to like click again, and if I don't notice, I'm just screwed, right?
Right.
So it's, yeah, like just moving it somewhere like in the corner or something where like you don't have to worry about it, like right under the map. I don't know where everybody has their things, but like right under the map for me would be perfect. Like I could see it, I could hear the sound, like at least loud enough. And so just being able to customization in these kinds of games doesn't hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see anything really wrong with this. And it's like, yeah, let us keep pings, let us at least have options for it. It's like maybe not mute pings, but yeah, if you could lower volume, or if you customize it like everything else in your UI, then yeah, like, it's not gonna hurt. I don't think it's gonna hurt anybody. It's like nobody's gonna be mad. They're like, oh yeah, I have more options to make things how I want them to be, right? So yeah, right. I don't think that's gonna take too much out of me to say that.
Yeah, I think it's just like a good overall change.
Yeah, like a quality of life.
Yeah. More serious punishment for AFK. I just had a Frieza who got killed 3 times because he was a bum and then went AFK, leaving me to fight for a lane myself. A slower queue time simply isn't a strong enough repercussion. Yeah, like I really want to know what system they use, because there was a person who was on my team, and I unfortunately had to cut out the games, but there was a person who was on my team who just immediately went AFK, like the second that they were fighting in top lane, and just out of nowhere they just stopped playing. And because of that, we had a 3 out of 4 person match throughout the first 5 minutes before we forfeited, but like we all lost because of that. And I really just hope that they are able to find out like a not only just a more severe punishment for people who go like AFK, but also are just able to detect it a little bit easier. Because this oob, all he did in the start was move a little bit, like side to side in the beginning, and spam abilities so that way he didn't get like an AFK charge or anything like that, or wasn't able to get detected by the system. But it's just weird because like how I feel like it's such an easy thing to be able to find out. Like if a person on your team doesn't farm any minions for like a minute, doesn't hit any enemies for a minute, is just like staying on the corner of the map and using abilities, I feel like that it's just an easy thing to be like, this guy hasn't done anything for the past minute, this guy is getting like an AFK charge or something like that, or like the points that are voided. But no, you just get you just lose, and the person just makes you have an awful time. You know, like it's just a dumb thing, I guess, to run into. But I do think that there should be more severe punishments for people who go AFK. The only thing that is I guess bad about it though is that there are still bugs in the game that can cause you to crash, like medical respawns and having them like all spawn at boss, and then you have to, it's a race against who can log back on first. And again, just other bugs that I've seen as well. Like I've gotten comments about how someone who I still don't know if it was fixed because I haven't seen them comments at all, but there was a person who had it where anytime that they would recall Zarbon, their game would crash as well on mobile, so they just couldn't call Zarbon back anytime that they would play Frieza. So it's just like, what I feel like they have to fix some of these bots, or not bots, they have to fix some of these bugs before they go ahead and give more severe punishments, because I also don't want them to accidentally like give someone like a 1 hour timeout because their game crashed when it wasn't their fault, you know. I think they just also like I said, need a better detection to be able to find people who are AFK, rather than being like, oh, someone disconnected, that wasn't their fault, you know. But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like with the whole bug thing, like that's, you feel that we've had things where we're contesting boss and like 3 of us crash at the same time, and it's like I would absolutely hate if I log back in and then I see, oh yeah, you can't queue for an hour. That wasn't my bad. But I think it's a lot of just trying to. There's a lot of problems we know, so it's more so I think just trying to figure out which ones to prioritize over others, because there's a lot of things to address, right? Like, yeah, bots, AFK teammates, people selling even if they're not AFK, stuff like that. It's like you got to kind of figure out how to tackle these. But I mean, yeah, with the AFK stuff, it's like, I mean, I don't go AFK. I think I've gone AFK on accident like once or twice. But no, I've hopped right back in. I've had no repercussion. I don't even know what the repercussion is. Like I'm gonna be so honest with you. I have no clue, because anytime I've gone AFK, and the few times I have, I've noticed nothing. And it's just like, what? How is that supposed? Like, because you have those people that stay in spawn and do nothing, and just because they're technically moving, you still lose the points because they didn't want to deal with it because they blame you or something. It's like I don't see how that helps anybody. And it's like, I'm not saying ban these guys, but like give them a reason not to, right? Like it's like they're gonna keep doing it if they're not gonna get anything, any repercussion out of it, right?
Right.
So it's just like, yeah. Oh yeah, you can go.
I was also going to say that I think it's also just a thing of the report system needing to be better. There needing to be like a void as teammate button like other games, because I also just know that no matter what, once the system is able to be found out of how, you know, they give punishments for people who are AFK, or how they detect people who are AFK, it's just going to be exploited, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's something where, okay, if you don't use abilities like in a minute, and you don't fight anything, that's when you get punished. And then that's why the Oob was doing a whole bunch of ability spams, was so that he didn't get punished for it, and that we still lost. And then let's say that they make it where, okay, well, you have to fight minions every minute. Okay, well, the guy's just gonna do back farm then.
Yeah.
Or just run into the enemy and die. So I think the report system in general just needs to get better as well. We need to be able to see that once you report someone and something happens, that you are able to excuse me. You're able to see that like they got some sort of punishment once that happens. Again, like similar to something like Marvel Rivals, which is like, oh, the person that you submitted a report for, blah blah blah, got like a timeout due to others also like reporting the same thing. Like if the report system got better, I feel like we don't have to really worry about not only the AFK issue, but also just and also the like an avoiding as teammate button. But like if we were able to get stuff like that, then I feel like we don't have to worry too much about people going AFK, because then again they'll just get punished a lot easier, you know, and a lot of people would be what is it called, or demotivated not to do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I do just want to say, it was like, yeah, I think a better report system would help so much. It's because like right now it's like you're in the dark with everything in it. You like I'm in the chat, right, and I see people like, oh yeah, do the reports do anything? And then my honest response is, I have no clue, dude. Like, I don't know if these guys get banned. Like, you may never see them again, but that might just be because they don't play with you ever again. Like, I have no clue. So it's like literally, it's just like, it's send a report and pray that anything actually happens, because you have no clue if anything's actually going to happen.
Right.
So a lot of people just take it as a joke, those reports at this point. Like they literally just like, they don't take them seriously, and I don't blame them for it either.
Yeah, it's just a dumb thing, I would say. They just also just need to get a better report system, and I think that would solve a lot of the stuff. Oh, I already like all three of these. This one's getting a thumbs up from me just from reading that stuff alone, dude. Dear developers, I'm in shambles to say that as the day goes on, I keep losing more and more interest in the game. Not because of the systems, not even because of the lack of content and rewards, but especially of how nightmarish the solo queue experience is. I don't know if their bots are actually real people, but the whole point is just having fun with the game is completely demolished by people who just don't seem to know how to play the game, resulting in unbelievable amounts of frustration and deception. To fix this, I got some idea. Out of a friend, yes, like again, this is the fact that this is not a thing is crazy. Add a friend request option after finishing the match, so we could have squads more efficiently and reduce the amount of encounters with bots and trolls. Implement a blacklist system so we don't get paired with trolls, AFKs, or cheaters ever again. It might even help you filter who's been having irregular behavior around. It's funny, I don't think I've ever had a cheater in Gekishin Squadra, like ever. In any of the like 1,000+ matches I've played, I don't think there's been a single time that I've been like, oh yeah, that guy's fucking cheating. He's just getting ult immediately, and then he throws like 1,000 spirit bombs like all at once. Like yeah, it is. I don't know. Maybe I've just been ignorant to it though. The report system does not appear to be efficient at all. I've reported a dude a few days ago, and to my surprise today I got paired up with him again. To discourage irregular behavior, create a warning system that just notifies people who's been reported and advises them about the reason. The following consequences, such as the first one is a warning, the second warning is a 24 hours timeout, third warning is termination of the respective accounts. Holy shit, hold on, buddy. I might have you're getting a little too much. If I might have to take back my like, because oh my god. Let's not go a little too crazy there. Of course, each report got to be revised on the same day, and depending on the investigation results, you decide if the account remains marked with a warning or if it gets revoked. Every warning should be revoked as a new season starts. I don't like. Excuse me, I'm like super yawny today. I don't think that terminating an account, unless it's like excessive, is the right move. Because like the second that, I don't know, third warning is termination is crazy. I think it needs to be like a bit more, just because I don't know. I don't think, I don't like the idea of them just being able to delete your account for warnings. Because like, let's say that you're a person who's just really fucking bad at the game. Like you're a person who just saw what Gekishin Squadra is, and you're like, oh shit, man, this game looks fun, and you hopped on and you're playing something like Deborah because he's like one of your favorite villains from the Majin Buu saga, and you're like, oh, this is pretty fun, but you're just playing like ass, right? And you get a warning, and the first warning is like saying that you threw, or like something like that, right? Because again, you just don't know. You don't know that bosses are supposed like a priority, or you don't know some of this stuff, and you get your first warning, and you're like, okay, that's kind of weird. I guess that was just like a mistake or something. And then the second warning, after you play ass as Deborah again, and you get a 24 hours timeout. Like I don't know, man. I think that's a. And then the third warning, like after you come back, you're like, all right, maybe today will be a little bit better, and you get your whole account deleted. That's a bit too crazy for me. I don't know. That's just me though. What's your thoughts on it?
No, like yeah, I mean, it sounds like I'm just agreeing with you on everything here, but I mean, just your example is like, yeah, if you suck at the game, dude, like I would hate to just like, yo, yeah, I'm gonna kill my friends. They're a little bit higher than me, but they want to teach me, and then your other random teammates, they just fuck you over, and it's like that's not fun. No, you just log in one day, it's like, yeah, you can't play anymore. Nah, fuck, like what do you do?
Yeah, exactly. It's
But
not gonna be a good experience.
yeah, but on the other stuff, the blacklist, I mean, I don't, yeah, I've never seen cheating. I know that the people were definitely, there was one thing that was iffy. I have no idea what it means now, but I remember with double Zeno, you get the finisher chance, which I thought was the whole thing where if you go in there and you get the surprise attack on someone, it's the instant kill. But I remember in the patch note, they said that they fixed that. So I have no idea what finisher chance is now, because that's what a lot of people were saying was kind of cheating, but I think it was just a glitch in the game. But now finisher chance means nothing when you read the double Zeno thing. So it's literally, it was like, what the heck was finisher chance at that point? But that might be what he's thinking about when he thinks of cheaters, because that was definitely a thing that in season 1 was like, people were like, what the heck, he just one shot me.
Right.
And it's like, I've gone it a few times too. It's like, it's just there. I don't know what it was. But then I forget what the first point was. I'm trying to remember. Oh hell yeah, dude, any day, please. I have had some people that like I have played with, and I had this. I still remember this guy. It was a Frieza. I was in like B or A rank, and I was climbing by myself. Like we would just use pings, and like we knew each other. And I was so sad to see him go the second that game ended, bro. I was just like, no, don't. I can't do it just yet, man. I can't say goodbye. But he was gone because there was no friend request. I was like, oh. And that saddened me. That saddened me. So please, any day, if I get a good random, I cherish every random that is good.
That's true, yeah. Because it's another thing too of like people saying like, oh, they like the solo queue experience X asset. It just gives them more opportunities and more ways for people to just talk, or not talk, but like add people, and maybe even just getting like a chat system to just like the pre-game lobbies, and being able to talk to the person after you add them, and then after they like join in, and then you just have like that little, I don't know if I would go as far as to say that we need an in-game chat for like once you're inside of an actual match, just because I know how toxic it can be. But like having it where not only you could add people, but again just be able to communicate and be like, oh hey, like this is my Discord, or this is some way to contact me, so that way we could play together and like talk, use anything. I think that it would be definitely a nice thing to have for sure. He's got a little iffy at the bottom, but overall I'll still allow it. Just I'll give the like, just because overall this was a good thing. Get rid of the bots entirely. They contribute absolutely nothing to the game. I don't care if that makes the matchmaking longer. See, this is again what, like, I have not seen a single person say, oh, I'd rather have bots than wait longer queues. Not a single person. Now, to be fair, I play all the time, and a lot of these people are people who play all the time. And if those bots are for people who aren't or are new at the game, that's like fine. But once you hit a certain rank, you just got to stop seeing these things. Like, as soon as you're like C or B, I don't want to see a single bot in my lobby, like, at all, ever. So again, it's just more things that they could adjust with the bots. This is a perspective of someone who plays, like I said, every single day with Gekishin Squadra, versus someone who is maybe just like new at the game. And if they get bots, that's entirely fine. We gotta draw the line somewhere. I can't be getting them in S rank lobbies, But yeah, we've already talked about this a lot, so we could just kind of like move on. EX tokens should be able to pay for emotes too, since getting emotes is the way you get EX tokens in the first place. You should then also be allowed to buy emotes that you don't have, maybe at an increased price, like 300 tokens. Any pity would be nice. Any singular pity at all. Even if it's like EX tokens, it would just be something that I would love for them to add. And I think it also just gives incentive for them to just make those infinite skins like even more of a valuable thing, because then at that point you're having to choose, do I want the brand new emote of, like, let's say Broly I don't know, de-transforming, he has like the Super Saiyan, and then he like is slowly turning back into base form after his like the headband kind of de-transforms him and like controls him and all that. Like, if that like is an emote, and then you just aren't able to get it at all, you then have to choose, do I want the infinite skin for Broly when it later comes out, or would I rather have that emo right now, because it's not going to be returning like later on, like eventually it'll be taken out of the summons, right? I think it would be an overall good thing no matter what. What do you think though?
No, yeah, it's just like any form of pity. It's like, just with the gacha system and everything, it's like, I mean, just kind of you're you think about the gacha, and it's like, oh yeah, I want this emo, blah blah, and then you spend, I don't know, however many gems, right? But then let's say, I mean, just for the company's perspective, this is not like consumer friendly right now. What I'm talking about like them wanting money, because that's obviously the ultimate goal of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if you get to like, let's just put 300 tokens right there. You're at 280. You're gonna want to spend a little bit more to get to the 300, right? And it's like, it's gonna make the gacha more reliable, I feel like, or like more people are gonna want to spend more on that gacha, because they know they have a guaranteed chance after a certain point. So they could either get it early, or they have incentive to spend a little bit more to get it later, right? If they're not lucky and stuff like that. And it's, I don't see how it's I feel like both sides are happy, because you do have a guaranteed way of getting what you want, and then those companies are going to be happy from it. It's like, I feel like it's a mutually beneficial thing, because what's it called? Yeah, like a pity system isn't going to, like, that every player likes pity systems. Like, it's because if you're going to go for RNG, having a way to circumvent that and get what you want when you want it, it's like that's kind of, yeah, it makes you feel happy about it because you kind of didn't have to waste so much because you had that guaranteed chance. Especially if some like left over, it's like you get your new character or whatever, and you spend your EX tokens that you accumulated over time, and it's like bam, like you have what it is for the next character, and then you start stacking them up again for the next one. It's like that's just, it's a good gameplay loop.
Yeah, like it's always so funny to me that these other Dragon Ball games were hard stuck in the mindset of, you want pity in our game? No, 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 no. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to keep summoning. And then like a year after Dokkan said it, they had pity. Not on pity, on just like the banners that they said that they were gonna have pity on, which was the like gold coins at the time. No,
Yeah.
they had pity on every single LR. They had pity on the monthly Dokkan Fests. They had pity eventually on the worldwide celebration units. They moved pity to every single part of the game. And then you look at Legends, and Legends was also a game that was like hard stuck in that mindset of, we don't want to do pity because we want people to summon more. And their pity sucks ass, don't even get me wrong, but they eventually did give pity. And then we come over to Gekishin, and I feel like we're in that same similar mindset of like, oh, we can't do pity, no, like how are we supposed to set that up, what are we gonna do? And it's something that's just so easy that just helps out everybody. If you're a person who's constantly spending like tons and tons of money in the game, you don't want to spend like over $200 on a system that you could just get like shafted every single time on every single banner. You want some sort of reassurance. And if you're a person who doesn't spend that much, and you, like how you said, and you're a person who just like lightly spends, you're more incentivized to just go a little bit deeper, maybe spend that extra 20 or so dollars, because you have that pity system to back you up. You have it where you know, if you really do want that emote, if this character is one of your favorite characters, don't worry, as long as you just get 20 or 30 more EX tokens, there you go, you can get that new emote guaranteed. Or even just pull it regularly and you save those EX tokens for the infinite skin, or you save those EX tokens for the next thing that comes out, or anything. Like, I think 300 tokens is completely fair. I even think it should be lower, maybe even like 200 tokens, just because of how expensive that kind of sounds to me. But I don't know, it's such a quality of life decision that I really hope that is one of the things that they eventually add. I think that there is a list of kind of necessities that they need to fix first, like how we said number one is like the star collection system and being able to get these characters for free. Number two is like the reporting system and being able to fix the bots. Actually, no, I would probably change that up a little bit. I guess I would say that like the pay to win issue probably being a little bit higher than that. But there's a laundry list of stuff we have to get first. This is probably in like the top 5 things of things I'd like to see, because it's such a bad summon system, to say the least. The 350 gems that they want you to pay for a single summon that has the same exact rates as if you were to do a multi, so you have 6 chances of pulling that new like legendary emote, versus the one chance that you have that daily capsule. Like, the whole thing needs to be looked over, man. It's too much. I don't know what's going on. They are like, they're shooting themselves in the foot with the summon system in general. Like, it's so bad. It's too much to me, at least. On top of that, and this is kind of like a side note thing, but I'm still really upset that they took away the gold capsules from the Twitch streaming rewards as well. They
Did they?
Yeah, they swapped it with season 2 capsules instead, which have like a 10 times worse chance, by the way, of pulling anything cool. So, yeah. A little off topic, but either way, EX tokens should be adjusted. How would you like change it though? What would be like your fix for like the summon system and the EX tokens? Like how would you set it up?
For EX tokens, I mean, I kind of like how they are now. It's like it's after a certain point, after you got some stuff, it's guaranteed, right? I mean, it's definitely, if it were to become a pity, I think it would be way nicer than either of the other ones like Legends or Dokkan, like these other Dragon Ball games. Just because, like, for what is it? I mean, dude, how much do you need for Legends? You need 50 tokens or whatever from summons, and that is like, I don't even want to know how many rotations that is. And then for Dokkan, it's 1,500 Dragon Stones, but it's just like, I was actually when you were saying how many tokens it would need, I was thinking like they could go higher, and I would honestly be fine with it than 300. Just depending on like the emo. I mean, like it can be like certain. It can be depending on the emo's rarity. It's like for a normal one 200, for epic it's like 500, for a legendary is 1,000. I don't know. It's like something like that where it's it depends on the thing, and depending on what it is. But I like your comment with the 350 gems for that one capsule. It's like, I don't know who thought that was a good idea in any way, shape, or form, that you would pay more than the character for a shot at having a legendary. Yes, but you're probably gonna get the epic or the rare, and you're not gonna feel good. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And
Like they increased the chance of you getting the epic, or like the second highest tier, but the legendary, like the thing you're trying to chase, is still 1%, and the epic, I believe, goes from like 1% or whatever to like 2.5. But I don't even count it as like being a good thing, just because again, you want the legendaries, like that's the thing you're trying to go for. So it's like them increasing the side banner units in any other Dragon Ball game. Like, oh, congratulations, guys. The side banner units have like a 2 times rate. And you're like, okay, I this sucks. It's not what I'm chasing for. That's not what I'm going for, man.
No, for just real quick, I won't keep it too long here, but it's just like, that's not gonna. They're gonna, if anybody even does do it, they're gonna realize that it's not doing anything for them, right? And then guess what they're gonna do? They're not gonna spend later. You want more. You want them to spend more, right? Making them unhappy is not gonna help anybody, because then it's a net loss for both sides. Okay, you got money the first time, but then it's like when you think about like potential profits, stuff like that. Guess what? They're not gonna spend any more because they're like, oh, they screwed me over the first time. You just lost that. Like, I don't know what to say. It helps nobody.
Right. I was also going to say that the only reason why I wouldn't want it to be 300 and why I would want it to be decreased is because what it would then create is also just a system of you not feeling bad for you getting duplicates. Because remember, the only way for you to be able to get EX tokens in the first place isn't by summoning. It's by you getting the same shit over and over again. So if you're someone who, again, isn't a light spender, and you are someone who is continuously paying money and to just try to get these emotes, and you see the same thing over and over and over again, it makes it where it turns that like unhappy and shitty feeling, and it actually gives it purpose. Infinite skins don't personally do that to me, but having it where it's just like the animations would make it where it feels that way, where if I get the same purple emote from summons, or if I get the same legendary emote from summons, I'm not going, fuck, man, like that could have been it. I'm instead going, you know what, hell yeah, man, I can now trade that in and be able to get the stuff instead. And also, again, it's just a thing of like, you can only get them if you have duplicates in the first place, so it's even harder to be able to get this kind of pity anyways, at least in my opinion. Especially because like the only free-to-play way of getting like those recolors, it's like one or two EX tokens for that as well. So there's like no way that you could just sort of get it for free every single banner or anything like that. Like there's not enough of those recolor capsules, you know, like the G capsules or whatever they're called. At least personally, like I said, if you think that it should be higher, that's also fine. I know how the X tokens can be. Like I think I think in total I've only gotten 1,500. So that's like that's 3 legendary emotes if we're doing like 500, you know.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I forgot I spent a good amount on this game, and I was the amounts I have gives me a little bit of a different view on it just because of how much I spend. Oops,
Will, sorry,
don't do that to me. Don't do that.
Oh, Trunks buff ideas. I'm this one again. Another pre-like, dude. Another pre-like. That one's that I already liked. Okay, I want to make sure I like that
Trunks,
one too.
I love him so much.
I love Trunks, man. But let's see what they were gonna say. Admittedly, it's probably bad to do all of these at once, so I don't have a problem with anyone picking what stays in here and what goes. Overall HP increased by 5%. Honestly, he doesn't need like an overall HP increase. What I think needs to happen instead is similar to like Cell and what they already did anyways. Like, hold on, let me actually just pull it up real quick. But yeah, if we look a long ass time ago, back in September, it feels so long. In the version 1.1.0 patch notes, they did know that Trunks was very, very weak, and some of these other characters too. Dude, Caulifla buffs, they buffed Caulifla back then. All attack up when transformed increased from 125% to 130. What the hell? But if we check in the other buffed sections, there was, wow, they didn't actually count it as a buff. They counted it as an adjustment. That's funny. If we see here, the, wait, what the hell? I just had it showed. Where am I like blind? Oh, here it is. There we go. It was a buff. I don't know how I didn't see this. They said Super Saiyan Trunks Teen stats base HP adjusted to increase more easily during the match end game. Do this but pre-game, or like the start of the game. They made it where he gets a lot more HP towards the end of the match. But the thing is that like Trunks never had an issue with end game. In my opinion, he's always had an issue with like the beginning. It's the same thing with like the Bora. It says right here too that his base HP was adjusted to increase more easily during the match, as well. But it's just like, I don't know, like Trunks' HP is way too low. Anything, he's kind of like Cell in a sense, where if you let him snowball, he can look like a demon. But the thing is that he has such a low amount of HP that every single mistake you do can result in death. And you can get caught way too fucking easily because of that. But I think that something like that just needs to happen again, because Trunks is I think it's more so just it's not an overall HP issue that needs to be adjusted. It's more so a starter HP that just needs to be adjusted. Passive overcharge. Trunks can now store an additional overcharge if the previous one was not used, allowing him to use a skill 3 times. Whoa. Wait, whoa. Are we getting Dokkan effects out here? We could is there like a chance of this happening? Like a 50% chance? Is like but having, honestly, like if you go on like a massive kill streak and you want to store some of them, I think having 2 would be okay. I don't know if I would say 3 though, because then you're just spamming shit.
I literally just thought about like, what if he just skill ones 3 times on you? Like, what do you do?
You have to hit all 3 times, but yeah, like it would be
You just
it would be a
the
bit.
first 2 get you low, the last one just finishes you. Like that's not fun, bro.
Skill 1 burst sword. Slightly increase the range at skill 1. Decrease startup time. Increase damage extra. Oh, I didn't actually know it was from 30%. Increases extra damage threshold versus low HP targets from 30% to 35. Decrease cooldown time from 12 seconds to 10. Trunks has always had an issue with cooldown times, so I think this is the one that would be like the biggest change for him, because again, I don't even think his skills are bad per se. It's just that they take so long to come back up versus other characters who just have it so much faster. I can agree with this. I think skill 1 and skill 2 versions of this need like a slightly better range, because it's, when you compare it to something like Goku's Kamehameha, when you compare it to something like the what's like another, like even Super Saiyan 3 Goku's Kamehameha, or any other character who has like a ranged ability, Trunks' sword is so, like the burst sword ability is so small compared to those other long range type abilities, even for the level that it's at. Like it does need to have like some sort of buff to the range, I would say. Startup time is the only thing I would say it does not need to be adjusted. It's an instant damage move that, unlike something like Kaioken, the Kamehameha, unlike something like that where you can try to move out of it and it's just something like that does damage over time, Trunks's ability does all of its damage as like the second that it hits it, right? And it's almost, it is kind of like a skill based move of you kind of being able to react to it, but you also have like less than a second to do it, right? So out of everything here, I think the decreasing of the start time is the only one that is not needed. If they want to increase the threshold, that's completely fine, but it's the only one I kind of disagree with. Skill 2 Vanish Strike does 10% more increased damage versus targets with 50% HP or more, or when they're under the effects of smoke. Decreases cooldown from 12 to 11 seconds to 10 to 10.5 seconds. Is it, I'm assuming this is like when you upgrade it, I'm assuming. Skill 3 Burning Attack. Increased range at level 1. Reduce cooldown from 7 to 8 seconds to 6 seconds. Decrease startup time. His Super Shining Slash, reduce cooldown from 70 seconds to 65. Further increase speed after using Vanishing Strike. The final hit does increase damage versus targets who have 50% HP or less. If there's any move that I believe should have a decreased startup time, I would say it's the Shining Slash, just because you are such a it's not as bad as something like Bojack, but you kind of are a sitting duck in a sense of like, you can't really move once you start it, and it is an ability that takes like 3 or so seconds in order to do the entire thing. But overall, I would say that these changes are all pretty good. I agree with basically almost every single one of them. Except the only thing I would again adjust is the passive overcharge. Probably not having the decreased startup time, but everything else here is pretty good. And then it would also just give more like thought process, especially if like your skill 2 is the one that does increase damage to targets, but the skill 1 is the one that does it versus lower HP targets. Like that would be a pretty nice concept. Like one ability for people who are above HP, and then one ability for people who are below. What's your thoughts though?
I'm gonna come here as a Trunks Glazer, bro. So you gotta take my ideas with a grain of salt here, because I ran Trunks in tournaments. I ran Trunks against, Vic. That guy beat Abe in a tournament before. So I kind of got like I love this man. Okay, I've got some things to say about him, but I'm just gonna kind of go through this. I'll try not to take too long.
No,
Yeah,
you're
the
good. You're good.
overcharge. I mean, I eyed that, right, and I was like, I read that when you were talking about the overall HP increase stuff, and I was like, I was just like 3 times is a little bit too much for me. I was like, because Trunks is very positional. You want to be at the right place at the right time, and if you're gonna use Trunks right, you're gonna make sure that nobody ever gets out, which means you're always gonna dive at the right time, and that's obviously his weakness as well because he can't dive early game because he's so weak. But anyways, so um, Burst Sword, it's got insane damage output, even free, like what's it called? Free, I guess, low health. Like you can, it's a great Kai stealer, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I've never really felt the cooldown time. That's just me, but I'm a Cobra. But I definitely
Really?
agree with I definitely agree with slightly increased range at level 1.
Mm.
It's just like you want to, even when you're trying to steal Kai as like Trunks, because the whole point of Trunks is you want to get out of that early game as soon as possible. It's like you have to get in there, and it's like, especially with Olhan right now, he just hard counters a lot of melee DPS. So not having to literally sacrifice yourself for a Kai because then they're just gonna get the XP off your kill. It's like I would 100%, I would love that, right? Because
Mhm.
it's so small. It's like I don't get why. It's like it's the size of his actual sword, and it's like that don't go far.
Right.
But the startup time is fine because it is just like an insta kill move used right. Like it finishes off. They can be far away, but they have a chance to dodge it. But if they don't have that chance to dodge, I don't see why. I don't like it's gonna be a little bit too much because it's definitely his best move, the burst sword.
Mhm.
Vanish Strike, I don't exactly know what they're getting at here. I think they're trying to incorporate the smoke, right?
Mhm.
With like, oh yeah, use the smoke. My idea with the increase the smoke range for the burning attack or whatever, it's got good range. I don't know. I don't know what to say. You get it at level 10, but it already goes decently far. Like he can chase fine. Burning attack you kind of use like I feel like use it as a poke, right? Stuff like that. That's how I use it. I feel like it's fine. Sorry. Anyways, Vanish Strike. I guess I kind of see it, but I don't exactly know what this whole thing is. I think Vanish Strike is a very versatile move. I don't know if it has to have a bunch of done to it.
Mhm.
It's just like it's great. And then Burning Attack. I guess. I mean, yeah. I guess I could agree with the cooldown stuff because I guess sometimes I do struggle with getting that first pick, and then you're just fighting the entire time because if you couldn't get that first pick with your moves, you're just waiting now, and you're like, and then I guess after all that with the Shining Slash, reduced cooldown wouldn't be bad just because the damage output is good, but yeah, it's like you said, you're a sitting duck, and you want to be closer for it to do more damage. So not only do you want to be close, you're sitting there for 3 seconds, and it's just like it's not. It has good damage output, so I guess technically you could finish off after it, but it's like the amount of times I've just used it and then gotten blown up because I used it because I couldn't do anything else in the moment.
Mhm.
It's just like yeah, it's got to have something else because Trunks is like the last person you want just sitting still with that opportunity to just get bursted down because he doesn't have that health to do that.
Yeah, because like the way that I kind of see it, right, is we have other characters like um let's take the newest patch notes, right? The last ones that we've gotten where they buffed like Android 17, for example. One of his biggest things was the fact that he just had such a long cooldown time. But similarly to Trunks, right? They both have ways to be able to use abilities again. Trunks has it where he has to get kills or assists, and Android 17 has it where every I don't know what the actual cooldown time, but he has the infinite energy thing that he can just use one extra ability every I'll say 15 seconds because like I said I'm not too sure what the actual cooldown of that passive ability is, right? But
Mm-hmm.
even with Android 17 having that chance of being able to spam abilities because of that, they still decreased his skill 1 from 11 seconds to 8 seconds, which is kind of his biggest damaging move, and his
Man.
android barrier from 17 seconds down to 15 seconds, while also increasing the effects of how long they last, right? So when you look at it like that, and another character who just gets, again, similar type of passive, being able to use abilities over and over again, you just go from that, and then you see this guy who has it where he has 12 seconds on his skill 1, where there's other skill 1s that just have smaller cooldowns, or his skill 2 has 12 seconds again, and it's just like you're waiting for so long for those abilities to come back that it's just like I said, I think it's just too much.
Yeah, it's like Meteor Hammer was like, what, it's 6 seconds now, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Like think about it like that. The best DPS in the game, who had it where his nerf to his like Meteor Hammer has been neutered so much, right? Even after that, he still has a less cooldown than Trunks. Like what's going on? Like, cause he had it where his Meteor Hammer, his skill 2, which in my opinion is better than, well, I'm saying this as a Goku main, but like in my opinion is better than Trunks's ability, right? His Vanishing Strike. His cooldown was 6 seconds after nerf, and again, Trunks's, who barely has the ability to be able to spam skills, because again, you just need kills or assists. His is 12 seconds. Like, what? It's two. You can Goku can Meteor Hammer twice before this guy can get his skill back once. Like, come on. It's cooldowns are what kill this unit. There, like, he does need adjustments in other areas, but overall, the thing that needs to be adjusted the most is just the cooldowns. At least for me, as a what is it called? As a tourist to the Trunks gameplay, right? Like, I only play him every now and then, but I think that's my biggest issue, just that I don't have anything, and then I have to wait for so long for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, as a Trunks goat, we see different things, right?
Yeah. What? When's the last time you won with Trunks, by the way?
Oh, okay. We can't talk about that one. Let's move on.
Actually, no. That what am I doing? That one doesn't get like.
Just a bit frustrated.
I think if you do have frustrations with the game, please tell them what you are frustrated about. They can't fix the game if you want the game to be better, you can't just be like, oh, I'm frustrated. You got to talk about why you're frustrated. You got to talk about solutions you want. You got to talk about like how to fix that feeling and then what they can do about it, rather than just being like, this game fucking sucks. What about it sucks? What would you like to see that is changed about it? Oh, another frosty comment. Fix the connection issues. I've never liked like this in season 0, season 1. What happened? Is it running on a potato now? This is true. I have gotten so much connection issues, man. I don't know what's going on at the Bandai Namco server. Like places, but god damn, this has gotten worse.
For me, it's like the desync. Like, I don't know what it is. Like the amount of invisible. And it's not even invisible walls. It's, you can tell that what you're seeing is not where you are. And it's like, I hate it. I hate it so much because I try and adjust, and it's like I keep hitting walls, and I'm just like, can I? And it's like I got to use a move, and sometimes even when I use a move, it doesn't fix. And it's just like I'm hitting. It's like I've been late to things. I've missed so many like secures because of it, or like I've wasted a move because I went to use it for farm, and then guess what? I missed like half of it. I'm just like, dude, can I? Like I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know where it came from, but it was definitely after Super Saiyan 4. They just like, I don't know what they did. I don't know if they like spaghetti coded it. They just kind of like ChatGPT like, hey, how do we add Super Saiyan 4 into this game? But it was like, there was a
vibe
fucking
coding,
decrease.
Vibe
coding. This feels right.
this feels right. But yeah, like it's just there's so many times, like I could probably pull up a video of mine right now. I'm not going to, but I could. And there have been so many times where I'll play Super Saiyan Goku. I'm farming minions. I use my skill 1, and then like my Kamehameha is like in an entirely different place than when I was going to do it, and I'm like, fuck, dude. Like now I look like an actual idiot to my teammates. You know, like I look fucking stupid. Like, what is this guy aiming at? You know, and it's like it's so weird too, because it's not like I have a high ping. I'll look at the top right of my screen when that happens, and it's like 70 ping. If I'm at 70 ping, how am I rubber banding? You know, like it's like what's going on? But personally, I've only noticed it like once every 3 to 4 matches, I would probably say. So it's not. It definitely is. It's an issue. It's just not like I would rather them fix the crashing first. But I guess I don't know. I would still say I guess it's a priority. We'll probably look at these last 3 and then hold on. All right, we'll probably look at these last 3 and then we'll go ahead and stop. Damn, it's already. I thought that said an hour. I didn't see it said an hour and 10. Yeah, we'll go ahead and stop after these last 3. The devs need to do something about the scripters that are just farming memories. In 5 games, I had scripters in 3 of them, reported them for tool usage and cheating. But I don't know if it does anything. Maybe the devs here need to show some feedback when a player that you have. Yeah, again, like it's so weird that they just give you nothing. Like shit, give me some Zenny too. but like for real though, they do need to have it where like you just get some sort of message being like, hey, your feedback worked, you know, something that doesn't make it feel like I'm reporting and I see that like how the other guy said, you report, you see the same guy like 3 matches later and you're like, what do you mean? Also it becomes impossible to play solo after a certain rank. You can be as powerful as you can get and still lose because the other team is premates. I feel like 9 times out of 10 I lose because of the team. If it was 5 out of 10 it would be okay. It would mean the other on the other team some games also have bad teammates, but that doesn't feel like it's the case. It's sad because like no matter what, you can probably look at any game, right? Marvel Rivals has the kind of issue. I wouldn't be surprised if League of Legends and all of these other like team-based games, Valorant, Rocket League, all these like team-based games, right? I think you are always going to run into the issue of having it where you will get teammates that are just bad, right? And you're just gonna have bad nights, you're gonna have good nights, and you're gonna have times where like the teammates on your team are just like fucking awful, right? And it's the reason why I just say that like you kind of have to find some sort of people, whether they add the friend request button and you can finally play with those people, or you have to look for people inside of this server with the find friends and the looking for group sections. You can't just leave it to randoms. At the end of the day, this game was always meant to be played with friends, and if you don't got friends to play with, you gotta find some, you know? Like shit, I've done it before where I've met some people who are fucking insanely good, like Arctic, who was a recent tournament winner through like I think it was like the season 1 tournaments that he actually won, and then in one of the season 2 tournaments, not like the Gekishin Blast or whatever it was called, but in another season 2 tournament, like he got pretty far as well. And guess what, like me, he was a person who went and was finding teammates through looking for a group before he was able to find the team that he's with now. So it's not like you're gonna find like only bad people through that channel either, you know? Like you're gonna find some bad, but like again, it's a team-based game because there's no cooperation, because there's no like be able to communicate. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no ability to communicate. You kind of have to find and make your own ways, you know? But that's just my thought process. I can entirely agree with the sentiment though that you just get some games you just feel like it's entirely your team is the reason why you lost. There's videos that I'm playing with like Manados and you're just like, what the fuck? Like this guy is literally fucking like I keep going over this, but the amount of people who play Piccolo and they just spam special beam cannon is so stupid. You can charge it. Just hold the ability. You don't gotta like just keep using it over and over and over again. The damage scales. It does more. The amount of range it does as well. Like, stop spamming it. It hurts. It hurts to watch. And I don't know. Like, I'm just like, again, I'm just getting off topic, but fucking A, man. Like, I can relate. I give this one a thumbs up because I can relate. But I don't think I've ever had scripters in the game. I wonder if that's who was in that one. No, because they played the second game. I don't know. Maybe it's a different world on the mobile version, and there are people who just do scripting sort of stuff, right? I don't have you fought like any or like had people who just like no, they just didn't like move at all since the start of the match, and they just like spam abilities just so that way they can get they can just get the memory. Because
I haven't. But I saw that thing earlier actually. I think I randomly peeked it, and I was just like, yeah, like I like that's gonna be a new thing, or just like maybe he just got them confused of like the people that just mess things up, and then they just do their stuff. But yeah, I've never seen that. It was like that was really something where I kind of raised an eyebrow because I was like, they have that now, like this is like if that's true, I was like, oh, there's a new thing to look out for now.
Mm-hmm.
But
it can also just be a bots that. Because there are some that just literally don't move at all until bosses spawn,
Uh-huh. And I mean, yeah, with the rest of the thing, just like the solo stuff, it's like, I mean, I feel like I also got like my own success story, right? Like, it's everybody in my team right now that I kind of work with. Like, we got to like technically it shows it's top 5 for the Squadra Blast. It's like I just met them through the server. It's like literally, I talked to some guys and I took a shot. I asked them, I was like, hey, do you want to join? And I mean, it just worked out, right? It's just like,
rubs the back of my head. Guys, would you want to participate in the Squadra Blast?
No, that was me. That was
me. Flutters my eyelashes. Really? That was me, bro. You guys want to join?
That was me. I get nervous with this dumb shit. I'm like, I gotta ask these guys. I gotta go through this awkward thing where I'm like, do you want to like join my team? It's it's like that's what I do. It's like obviously not like that, but it's like I gotta go through that awkward shit. But yeah, it's like I met them through the server, and it's like it's cool people. There are cool people in the server. It's like you just gotta look for the right guys, because there are some guys that are gonna complain and say it's always the randoms, and then you play with them and you think to yourself, maybe I don't know if it was only the randoms, like, and you have those people, but there are some good ones here. It's like definitely, it's like you can find a group and you can have fun. It's like playing with friends is so much better. It's a great experience, especially if you're not just like sitting there and just calming the entire time. You just have a conversation, right? And because even though you guys are playing the game together, it's like you got lives, you can have interests. So it's like, yeah, it's a great thing, and I hope that people do that if they play solo and they want to meet others, that they do go for that and they do talk in the. I mean, you might even see me. I like queuing people with rans all the time, and then I mean, I might not play with you after if you're bad, but
Yeah, like again, we just pop over, and there's like everybody that will be willing to participate in teams. There's just people who be like, hey, just join this voice chat and all that stuff. We can see other people, like right now it's fucking 1 a.m. dude, and there's still 3 teams that are up right now, right? Like you will be able to find people. Even on top of that, if you can't find people through this, there's always the find friends section that, again, people are just willing to just find anyone and just are looking to play with anyone on the server. There are ways that you can try and just find that sort of community, And again, this is also just like at 1 a.m. dude. Like if it was, let's go like scroll back to like I guess like 12 p.m. Yeah, like we can see there are a couple people in here that from like 12 to 2 there's like 6 or 7 just people who are asking, and it's gonna be like this all the time. Like there's people who are just gonna be lurking in this chat trying to find people as well that just aren't talking either. So it's more than it seems right there too. You gotta like find your people some way, because you can't always just rely on randoms at a certain point. I'd like to make another suggestion for the combo cards, or the divine combo cards. The divine combo card is the item system for this game, and adding some will keep the meta diverse and game interesting. Here are 3 suggestions for each color that I think would be a good for the power of these cards. I think they can be added in a level 2 card slot. Red card, I'd like to add attack speed red card. Crit rate is 2 RNG to help characters who are rush based because the meta is bursty at the moment. We have one. It's, hold on, let me go open up Squadra, and then I'll try to talk about what it was. But there's one in a Wicked Warrior that increases, I believe, your damage. Let me see what the other one says.
It's like you land 3 rush attacks or something.
Yeah.
And then you start getting boosted damage.
Right. Green card, I guess if they're saying that they want specifically attack speed to be increased, that's fine. Green card, a tenacity card, tenacity in the league is a debuff duration reduction. Even just a movement impair reduction is good enough. Blue card, because I had it where it was looking at it the Gekishin, because I had it load up the game. It was starting to play the music and all that, and I just like muted it for a second. Blue card, maybe vision related, just so that you don't feel bad for taking a shoe at a loadout. That there is no hit or invisible man, and your helper slot is useless. Here's some just, I believe, would make the game diverse. Yeah, like the thing that is kind of funny too. Oh, also, I just noticed that we just did a survey. Hell yeah! Oh, Squadra Blast survey. Interesting. You get 15 P2 capsules. Interesting. But here, let me migrate over to the game real quick. And then here, let me screen share so that way you can see it as well, because this one you would need to see. But if we go ahead and look at the actual Squadra as well, the thing I always thought was pretty funny is I'm surprised they didn't have it where the divine combo cards and the divine draws are like depending on whatever season it was, because it would be nice if they added different divine combo cards, like a fucking remove steel skin. That's the first thing. Remove this one, or like remove too easy, you know, having it where you could just like yeah, exactly. If they can you imagine they made it where they removed too easy, and they made it where you now have to decide if you want CC to be reduced or if you want your overall defense to be increased. That would be such a nice change, you know? Like it gives 2 sort of play styles, or again, you have it where it's like the super snowball for attack, or you have I was gonna say Gekishin High for bursting towers, but yeah, Gekishin High for bursting towers, strategic escape to get out of stuff. Lightning Swift if you forgot to set your combo cards and it was your preset and you're like, fuck, I hate this, dude. But like for real, it would, if you just removed too easy and then you made it where like this one was like reduce all CC by 50%, like all stuns by 50% or anything like that, or again, there's more things to think about. Or you remove Steel Skin, and now you have to decide, am I going to be going like Giant Slayer for more damage, Prepare to Die for more damage, or am I going to go the usual Solid Barrier, or reduce my CC by like 50%? Like there's so much stuff they could do here to make it where it's like more competitive and more strategic in a sense, right? And I don't know, it's like it's such a nice change to have happen too, because like they know what the pick rates for are of these combo cards are, right? Like they can see what the win rates are for teams. If they could see what the win rates are for teams, they can see what the combo cards that they were going are, you know, they could see which ones are working and which ones are just fucking awful. So I don't know, because of that I feel like they could easily just make it where it's something that just like changes per season, you know. What would you do though, like if you could change it? Like how if they did add a CC reduction one, which card slot would you put in? Like what stuff would you have the abilities be?
I would honestly put that in the second card one. I think Solid Barrier it's still just like one of the must runs if you're a DPS, right? But it's like with Ult Han and Super Saiyan 4, you're so much more susceptible to getting stunned and CC'd, to where now it's, do you want to survive for the first 2 seconds and maybe have that chance of getting out, or do you want to have that chance of getting out, right, with your CC reduction, because now you're less affected by it and your escape options are a lot more easy, right? Stuff like that. Or it's like with the rotating in seasons, I was gonna say, I was like, get rid of the best ones. It's like you're gonna have so much more. I feel like there are some where they have like a second best where you have an idea, but it's like second row. It's like if you get rid of barrier and maybe replace it with, I don't know, something that's not as good, right? You have way more competition, and it's like I feel like that gives way more idea for what these people can cook up in terms of like meta stuff. It's like maybe getting rid of the best one, they're just gonna go to the second best. It's not gonna change much, but it's like I feel like if you put in a decent one to replace it, and you just put that stuff, maybe it's like per season, so it's not like too jarring like every patch or whatever. But stuff like that where it's like you can shake up the meta so that, because people get tired of metas. Like I feel like a lot of people were very tired of, I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people were tired of the snowball meta, right? Like it was, if you were a DPS, it was a must run snowball because that was the best thing to do, because that 20% or whatever damage that you could get out of it, that's just a straight buff, right? Like that's just you having that advantage. Now it's build up, right? If you're a melee DPS, you're build up. If you have safety, you're snowball. So now you have two, but you're really not choosing much more. And then it's like, yeah, for DPS, it's always barrier. It's like, I don't know, there's nothing that's going to beat barrier there, unless you're running some gimmick build. And it's like, if you're running competitive stuff, like, yeah, like in a tournament, whatever, you're not going to run a gimmick build. It's like, it kind of stifles, right now you're stifling the entire rest of this divine combo card stuff. So yeah, just like, I feel like if everybody, I mean, just getting rid of the best ones, it's not like every person is struggling terribly. It's like everybody's trying to work with new things now, new characters that might have struggled because they needed that 2 seconds or whatever. Or I don't know. It's just like I feel like it gives a lot more opportunity to shake up metas to where people are like, they have that fun. Like a lot of the fun I get right now is just kind of like theory crafting. Like I'm talking to like my teammate and I'm just like, could this work? Could this work? And like I test it out. Like like Elite Hunter is so bad. It's like it's genuinely laughable how bad it is. It's like, yeah, or Epic Hunter. I tried it. I was like, does it actually make a difference for it? No. It's not worth it in any way, shape, or form. Like, get rid of that. I don't know. Like, give us something.
Yeah, it's really fucking stupid. Boost damage for 4 seconds when you deal damage to a boss with 50% or less HP. There was a fucking, oh my god, Minato was doing the whole video where they were like, I think Epic Hunter's kind of goated, chat, because they were playing Bojack, and then they kept not securing boss because Epic Hunter sucks ass, and they kept going, oh well, the next game. It's like, no, it's a bad card. It's a bad card. Would you rather have the Path of Doom and Destruction, or would you rather have puppies? Like, dude, come on.
Yeah, like the Stairway to Heaven versus like the Highway to Hell, and it's not like the cool one either.
It's like, fucking come on, dude. But yeah, this is what I was talking about Wicked Warriors. Well, land 3 rush attacks and then it boosts rush attack damage. I guess like I said, if they want to have it where maybe this card just increases the attack speed as well, that would also be fine. Maybe it could also just be something where it's like for characters that want to specifically do rush attacks, like something like Oob. Like what it does is like every 5 rush attacks you get like 10% faster, up to 30% or something, right? It would also be a nice thing, or like Diamond Coup as well. Just I wouldn't mind. But yeah, like I do think hell, they could even just add like another card to this, like they don't need to make it where it's like that. They don't need to make it where it's only 2 cards for every single class. Like they can just make it where it's 3 cards if they want to, just get more variety and more counterplays in terms of that.
It's just right now like the divine combo card like picks are just like they're solved. It's like they're figured out, and it's just like it's cool, I guess, but like there's no whimsy to it. You don't have that stuff where you can experiment. I mean, the only like choice that even has that is like the third one, where it's like you have backstab, LBJ. I think defensive is a pretty good one in my opinion. I mean the red cards on that one are not that good.
Yeah.
But like between Guardian Angel even has a place if everybody's running build up. I mean they got like my tankies, it actually works pretty well. So it's like it's just that's like the most competition kind of thing, but like just make every single one of them have their pros and cons rather than this is just better because it's better. Like I don't know what to say.
But yeah, like more variety for cards would be pretty cool. I like 100%. Yeah. Add a prompt to send friend requests. Yeah, with it, like. Well, actually, we'll look at that one because I think that is fair. Add a prompt to send friend requests to players on the match results screen. The way it makes it easier to make parties with players you enjoy playing with. Yes, like this is the second or third time we've seen it now that people want a friend request system. Friend request right there, and then I think there was like one more person who said it like earlier. That was like, oh, it would be cool if we could have a friend request system. Like it's definitely a wanted mechanic for sure. It I feel like it does need to happen.
I'm just surprised they didn't get to it yet. Like it's
yeah. Well, like I said, I think it's mainly because even in like the competitive scene, there was no thought process. This is just supposed to be a game that like you play with your friends, and it was just really very casual, right? So they weren't really thinking like they needed to do things like that. But it's just so weird because like shit, Dokkan's got a friend system and you can't even like do shit with like it's just literally just that way you could have like a person as your friend leader. Legends has a friend system, and the only thing you can do with that is play with them in co-op or face against them. Like these other games that didn't have it in mind either also got it. So it's just weird. Based on how the 3 official tournaments went, will Gohan and Hit be nerfed? I'd also like a pity system. Spend a certain amount of capsules to pick an item of your choice. And I think opponents should be able to see the stamps used by everyone with an option to turn stamp communication off. Yeah. Like I think all 3 of those are good. The Kid Gohan, it's funny how buffed he was and then he was just untouched throughout the entire thing, but like it's just hard for me to say that Kid Gohan and Hit need nerfs when Ultimate Gohan exists. Like,
oh yeah,
dude, I'd rather them not be touched until Ultimate Gohan is like just gutted. like genuinely, I don't want Kid if Kid Gohan and Hit get nerfed in this next patch that comes out whenever, and Ultimate Gohan isn't like touched because he's still like a paid character, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be on my hands and knees. I'm gonna be like, we're seeing Ultimate Gohan in every single fucking match now. If you don't pick Ultimate Gohan, you lose, like even more than before. Pity system again, we already talked about that, but that definitely should be happening. This is the first time I've seen something like this, but it would create some funny moments. Like you just you just like kill someone who's been hard targeting you, and then you throw up like a thumbs up, or you throw up like a 17 like exploding gif, like it would be funny. It would be funny. I think it would be. I don't know if there's a way that it would be toxic. I wouldn't be surprised if you can turn it into a toxic thing, but like shit, dude, it would be funny. So you got me. I kind of want it now. What do you think though?
Yeah, it was like this was valid when Old Han was not a thing, because Kid Gohan and Hit had insane things that they could do in the meta that they were in, right?
Mhm.
It was like hits, crowd control with his ult is just like, okay, come on. It's like everybody gets blinded. They're afraid to go forward because they can't see. And it's just like, how does that, like, that, and it's the fact that it's so big at, okay, it's just, it's a huge radius at level 1. It's just like, there's no, I don't see, it's really just his ult. Hit needs a certain level, like he's got to have certain conditions that need to be fulfilled, but it's really just his ult. Like, if his ult isn't as impressive, he's still annoying and stuff, but he's not going to be like the best. Kid Gohan, I mean, his skill 3 is like, I have had Superstar games where he just gets Superstar skill 3 and then he just hits it if they get too close, and then I blow them up with Kamehameha. It's like the amount of damage you can get off of it is insane, and it also gives so much defense for any key blast whatsoever. It's like he quite literally, he can get there to a team fight, and if he hits them with his skill 3, they blow up. Like, it's Krillin. It's literally Krillin. Like, I don't know what to say. But Pity System, yeah, we spoke about that. And then the opponents was funny. The first thing I thought of when I read that was like a guy running at you with like the freaking Bojack smiling, and I was like, I would be so afraid. Especially if I was low. If he's like chasing me, no. That's like that would be some funny moment kind of stuff there.
Yeah. Like, shit, the
Breakers
breakers did it, you know, like where you could do the voice lines with the boss, right? Like, sure, it was a little toxic, but I like starting every single match with like going like because every single time I would play Cell, right? Like, there was like 4 lines that would all pair with each other, and it's like a one side burrow for like so and so. Like, that was, his shit was so fucking stupid, but you know what? It was funny, and that always wins. That wins the argument. So, like, I would think it would be cool. Like, shit, stamps. I don't think stamps are gonna be used in like a toxic way. It's not like it would. Ways. Yeah. I really doubt it would be able to do like that though. Dude, Trunks is frail. This is true. We already talked about it. Trunks is 2 HP. We'll go ahead and stop on that one. Thank you for joining, Mel. I really do appreciate it. Shit, we're out an hour and 30. This is the longest fucking Squadra talk that we've had. God damn. You're right. You are a yapper.
Okay, man.
You've been yapping for an hour and a half. God damn.
Me,
dude.
just me? Okay.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here in my chair. Man. No, man.
This is my video. I just talked for an hour and a half.
Yeah. I'm gonna edit the video and I'm just gonna be silent the entire time. Haha.
Dude, that would be terrible. It's just like your thing is like, guy just talks for too long. Don't even watch this video.
There's so many pauses. Why does this guy like pause for like 5 minutes? But for real, thank you for joining. Let me know what you guys think of the videos down in the comments below. What are the feedbacks that you would like in the game? As per usual, in the comments as well, we will also be linking and pinning the server to join, because at the end of the day, we love this game. We want it to thrive. We want it to be able to get better. And the only way to do that is by submitting your feedback. And that's the reason why I always try to start off these videos talking about how to submit it, because it's again, just the only way we can get better is by telling them what we like, what we dislike, what the ways that we can improve this game are, you know. But thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great week. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.